Hello everyone, this is Pamperchew. Today I'm going to be repairing a disc furnace. Today the problem with this heater is there's a break in the connection right here. It was turning on and off from movement. This is from 1988, so 23-year-old wire here. And I'm just going to cut off 6 inches and resolder it inside. Should fix the problem. This is a very unique type of space heater. It is a disc furnace. You see these little honeycomb things. I made a video about it about a month ago. Well, here's the two connections to that semiconductor that's in there. It's in this piece of ceramic. You can peek inside just a little bit, not much. But there's that piece right there in the holes, and then we have this outer piece of ceramic for airflow direction. Helps direct the air, spread it out evenly. Here's the automatic temperature control board and speed adjustment. I usually use it in manual mode, but when it is in automatic mode it uses a little thermostat here. So right now I cut the 2 wires. I found the break in the connection right in this section. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out and cut it. The trick to, we're using these little snap-in plugs. You have to cut the wire all the way to the base here, and then carefully, with some dull cutters, just kind of bend it outward until they pop all the way out. And that way you can reuse that. I'm going to slowly pull it out. Then we can reuse that plastic part. Once the wire is removed from the core, you should be able just to squeeze that, pop it out, just like that. There we go. There's our problem right in there. You can see how tight that squishes. I might actually find or cut a little bit of that plastic out so it's not squeezing it so tight. And I'll see how you can see from 20 years of stress, it's almost molded into the shape. Probably a lot of heat in there too. All that current flowing through probably heats it up a bit when it's pinched like that. Because I took the heat shrink tubing off of the point where it enters the unit, I'm going to want to replace this. Today I'm going to use this kind here. This is clear thermo sleeve. Heat shrink tubing. Certified up to 600 volts. That's good. And you see this is a 2-to-1 ratio, so I think that'll be just about right for this kind of thickness. And then for the wires inside, after I solder them together, I have another size. This one's blue. Same brand though. There you go. I have about 6 inches slipped over with a couple inches exposed. And today I'm going to use Hot Shot electric heat gun. This will heat that up and shrink it nicely. Probably just set it on medium, maybe even low. See if it's warm. Yeah, it's getting warm. Go ahead and run it back and forth. When it's done, it should look something like this, nice and tied up against the wire. Still very hot. Okay, let's go install it. Alright, I pushed the cord through the hole and I'm going to squeeze this really, really tight and snap it into the hole. And it's going to be locked in place permanently. Alright, that took me a good 10 minutes to do, but it's in. So what we got on the inside, we have 2 wires, and I'm going to go ahead and solder them now. One of them will connect to this plug here, and the other one I'm going to solder to this wire. One of them is going to directly connect to the plug. Alright, I have the first connection made. I'm going to go ahead and tin these. Okay, here we have all the rework done for the main power. I put another clear heat shrink tubing on this section here. You can see the solder job inside. And kind of rerouted it neatly. Let's go ahead and plug it in and test it. Let's flip it to heat. Good. Heat's coming out. Everything's working good. Now all I need to do is reattach this little thermo resistor because it used to go up to this thing here and it was enclosed in a little plastic dealie. But I didn't like that design. I'm gonna redo this so that it's testing temperature coming into the fan. I took the thermoresistor and I put it in a couple layers of heat shrink tubing. You can kind of see the first layer underneath the second layer. Folded the tip nicely. And I'm going to work this in here somehow. Maybe behind the grill so it's not hanging out. Well, this seems to be my solution. I made it nice and at least close to the chassis. I can maybe dab it on with a little bit of hot glue and fold it in. But let's connect that back up. I wanted to point out the little mercury switch in there. The tilt sensor. That's a little mercury switch. It's the smallest one I've ever seen. Kind of cool. Alright, let's put it back together. Seems to be working really good now. Ooh, lots of heat. This thing is working like it was brand new. Got our new heat shrink, got the cable fixed, no more problems. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.